I would just want to ask you a question. Why does it matter what color Christ looks like? Why does that matter? Huh? You're not sure. You play video games? Never? Okay. When you look on TV, right? You watch TV. You never watched TV before in your life?
I do.
Okay. What's your favorite show when you were a kid?
Animal Planet.
Animal Planet? What was the color of the person on Animal Planet? Did they look like you? Okay. Now why this matters, right? Is from a young age, you lack representation.
Right.
You lack seeing on TV or anywhere in your life anybody that looked like you. So everything that you do now is based upon who you saw and you idolize. The person you saw playing with the animals didn't look like you. So automatically as a kid, you naturally say, I don't want to be like me. I want to be like the guy who has fun with the animals.
Right.
You don't verbalize that. You change how you dress. You change how you talk. You pick certain friends because you're like, maybe they play with the animals. That's what you do, whether you believe it or not. Your entire life changes based upon who you value and who you do not value. This is very important for you to know what Christ looks like, right? Because Hosea 3 and 4, give me that. Hosea 3 and 4 shows you that because you like the image, you pick something. You find the image that you like.
Right.
So now you skateboard. How many black skateboarders or Hispanic skateboarders are there?
A lot.
There are a lot. Why are they skateboarding? They made up the skateboard? Okay. Okay, they didn't make up the skateboard. Somebody white made up a skateboard, and all the Hispanics say, you know what, it'd be cool if we jumped on that and we're like Tony. That's what they said. They said, let's be like Tony Hawk. They didn't say, let's grow up and be like Christ. They never said that. They grew up and they said, let's be like Tony Hawk. Watch this.
Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
So many days you abided without a king, right? A king is important because you look to the king, you say, he's the strongest person. So our king, we're telling you, is Christ.
Right.
Right? We abided many days without a king, read.
And without a prince.
And without a prince, Christ, read.
And without a sacrifice. And without an image.
So many days we abided without an image. And that image, that lack thereof of an image is exactly why you skateboard today, whether you believe it or not. That's why you value the things you value. So us telling you what color Christ is, you got to hold that into high significance because it changes how you think, whether you believe it or not. If you would have saw Christ skateboarding as a kid, you would have been like, man, he's black, he's Hispanic, he skateboards. But what you saw was Tony Hawk video games, and you said, let me be like that.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Right? And before you, that's what people saw. Read.
And without an ephod. And without a teraphim.
Now give me 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. So in the churches now, they take this, they throw that to the side, right? That black image of Christ. Then they give you this.
Bring it out.
They give you the guy who skateboards, right? They give you the guy who dresses like somebody who skateboards. And you look at him and you say, he looks just like Tony. He looks just like him. He doesn't look any different. He can't be bad. He looks just like Tony Hawk. I want to be like that guy. And that guy tells you, you can cheat on your wife. It's fine. That guy says, he'll give you forgiveness. That guy tells you, you can do whatever you want. You could be on drugs, you could be on alcohol. It's cool. God will forgive you. That's what this guy tells you. And then you grow up and you say, you know what? I could be on drugs, I could be on alcohol because Tony told me. Tony showed me since I was a kid I could do whatever I want. So why should I discipline my family? Why should I care about discipline? Listen to what Christ said about this, right? This is Paul actually, right? Listen to what Paul says, 2 Corinthians 11 and 4.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4. For if he that cometh preaches another Jesus.
So now, Paul was preaching one version of Jesus. He was preaching this Jesus. The Jesus that told you had to keep the commandments. The one that told you were from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
The one that said you were put into chains. Your people were killed. That Jesus was being preached by Paul. He said somebody was going to come and he was going to teach you another Jesus. That Jesus said, white people never did anything bad to anybody. Just skateboard and enjoy life. Who cares if your people are on drugs and alcohol? Skateboard past them. You'll be fine.
Right.
That's what Tony gave you. That was the other Jesus that you now have in your brain. Read.
Right.
Whom we have not preached.
He didn't preach that. So now we have another Jesus who Paul didn't preach. Read.
Or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received.
Now we have another spirit which we didn't have before. Historically, did your ancestors skateboard? No. So now they have a completely different spirit. They're doing something that they never did. That never was their custom.
Right.
They took those things and they hold them higher than keeping the commandments of God.
Right.
Read.
Which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. For I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles.
Stop there. Give me Matthew 24 and 24. So now you have another spirit, another gospel that you were taught, right? So now that's in your brain. So when we asked you, we broke down who Christ was, but it's hard for you, I understand, because all your life you've seen Tony Hawk.
Right.
All your life, that's what you're seeing. You never seen this. This is the first time you saw that. So when you hear it, you don't understand the significance of it. You don't understand what they put in your brain. That's why I asked you the question. What was the first show you watched? Because the person on the show didn't look like your dad. That person didn't look like your uncle.
Right.
So who the first person you idolized looked nothing like you.
Right.
Matthew 24 and 24.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ.
Christ is telling you there will arise false Christ. And now today you are a witness of that. We all are. All of us wearing things that were false. Read.
And false prophets. And shall show great signs and wonders.
They show great signs and great wonders, right? They show you a bunch of things through science and on the news. And guess who shows you it? Tony. It's not a guy who looks like me. It's not a guy who looks like you who's on the news telling you about Corona. It's a guy who looks like Tony. And you believe him. You believe the lies he tells you. So now it's time for you to realize how important it is for you to understand that Christ looks like you. Because when you turn the TV on, you won't just believe any lie. You won't say he looks like Tony Hawk. He looks like the guy on Animal Planet. You'll just believe it. You'll start to wake up and say, you know what? Maybe they're lying to me.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.